for those who are listening, and if they've done nothing yet, right, like for AEO, and they're doing business as usual, I'm assuming that they at least have a website, right, and they have content on their website. So to open it up to LLM crawlers so that that content starts getting leveraged and starts showing up. Do you have any like 1, 2, 3 kind of steps that you would advise people to go back and do this today, and not wait for it because you're blocking essentially the crawling from happening? So any advice or any expertise that you would want to like leave folks with?
Yeah, I think first step is probably the low-hanging fruit, which is usually listicles. Like if someone's looking for a list of your solution, like say HR software, you want to be listed on those LLMs. So creating listicles on your site, creating it on other sites, and being included on other sites. So getting those citations is hugely important, and I would say like kind of like the first step. The next step is really addressing your ICP. So again, with an HR software example, if you're HR software for fintech, make sure that you are creating content that directly addresses the audience that you're for, so that if someone's searching for their specific need, their niche little custom prompt, that you're showing up for those industries that you're most relevant for. And then the next step is I would really get involved with Reddit, just because Reddit's cited often, and then YouTube is also cited often. So with Reddit, you can use tools to see what Reddit posts are showing up for relevant queries. And those will often be in AI overviews, or they'll be in custom GP or ChatGPT answers. So then you can go directly to those posts, find a way to get involved with those posts. Often that can be challenging, just because Reddit doesn't want advertisers or shills necessarily. They want actual conversation. And then also create YouTube content around that. So if you see YouTube getting cited, I think most recently it was like 25% of citations were YouTube. Again, it's recognizing, hey, what YouTube videos are getting cited. Let's create YouTube videos that address that have that transcript, that's training. But also consider things like partnerships, like sponsor YouTube videos that are already ranking well, or work with content creators that are showing up for those results. So yeah, listicles, ICP, industries, and then YouTube and Reddit would kind of be the areas that I would start.
Awesome. Yep. And what about like on your website itself, right? Like you've got all this content on the website. I mean, and I know like I've heard about it, and we've been trying things too, right? Like the LLMs.txt, robots.txt, and some podcasts get even more technical, and they talk about like, don't do JavaScripting on the client side, do it on the server side. Anything that you want to like dispel around that, or it's an absolutely must if you want your website content to be crawled.
Yeah, we recommend schema. So just to make it clear to LLMs as much as possible what different objects are. And then we recommend the usual stuff, like have the answers as close as possible to the top and like directly address it, have FAQ sections, segment your blog posts so that they're easily digestible. All of that stuff that we've seen work with LLMs. I mean, the caveat is that it's still early and a lot of this is changing quite rapidly. But the nice thing is that, at least for the most part with LLMs, you can see results pretty quickly if you make changes. It's not like the SEO days where it takes a little bit longer. So you can see what's working much more quickly now than in the past.
Yeah, which is also very interesting, right? Because we're also very used to explaining to leadership that with SEO, efforts will take about 3 months, right? Like for results to start showing. And so what I'm hearing is that timeline has sort of compressed with AEO. Is that what you're seeing across your clients?
Yeah, so that's used to be exactly what we said, like 3 months for SEO. But yeah, I think in a couple of weeks, you can see the LLMs, especially that are doing the searches in real time and updating their information in real time. You can see the changes happen in what they serve back. I think the challenge is also that the answer is always going to be different. And so even if you get in there one time, that doesn't guarantee you that they're going to be in there for the next prompt, and every prompt is pretty custom.
That is true. That is absolutely true. We've shared that experience, right, like with a bunch of us. Some people getting excited about seeing some results, and then somebody else trying it out and not really seeing it. Also, I've seen some people get results when they put the phrase within quotation marks, and then they see it. And if we put it in without quotation